Hello, gorgeous, lovely Starseeds. It's Alexander Quinn, Starseed Navigating the Light. And today was a very unexpected message. I tapped in to see if they would come through, and they did come through. But what came through was very different. Actually got a new set of Arcturians. They actually named themselves as the Gatekeepers, and they're in charge of one of the main portals in the Boost constellation. When my normal guide comes through, it's a little bit more playful, whereas these guys were felt a little bit more almost like governmental. They came through very, very official, and they had an effect on me whereby my crown and my root flipped, and they showed me that this is going to be happening to light workers over the coming months. It won't be permanent, but you're going to be flipping. From what I can see here, they're talking about various pole shifts going on. So I'm just going to read it out. I've got it here as per normal, and I'm just going to read it out nice and slowly. And as I say, these are gatekeepers. They call themselves the Celestial Gatekeeper unit of the Arcturians. They're sort of almost like a governmental sort of feel. So I'm just going to read it out nice and slowly. Here we go. We are a collective of the Arcturian Council that this vehicle has not worked with before. He noticed upon seeing us for the first time that we held new and different insignias upon our robes that are unknown to him. And it's true, when they came in, I didn't recognize them, and they had these weird insignias around their robes. And it was like, oh my God, who are these guys? You've never come in before. This is because as your planet reaches higher octaves, varieties of beings with expanded perspectives will arrive in order to greet you as you become a match for what are ultimately future forms of your own selves. We grade our approach accordingly so that we become present, suspending your doubt whilst this message conduits a feeling as though it was something you have already had prior knowledge of or had integrated already. In the same way, when ships that work out of your trans-dimensional observation land publicly, the people of Earth will feel this continuation as an ascended planet being completely natural, void of sensationalism, and without necessitating removing the connection that we have in terms of us all being family and one together. And it's really interesting what they say here, because they're basically saying that when they come down, they want to land, and they want us to, they don't want us to look up to them. They want us to feel that there's unity, this equality, and I've had that come through with them before. Through pre-agreements many of you made prior to arrival, you agreed that these subtle transmissions be broadcast to you with your free will, needing no prior transactional agreement. This was put in place in order to fast-track the ascension process so that we might avoid the necessity of asking your permission through your waking and sleeping hours. Many of you will have superconscious records of all of our messages, which are all accounted for and stored. If you were to entertain a hypnotherapist retrieving the cosmic part of that which is buried deep inside of you. However, we now broadcast it to your consciousness so you can, for your convenience, as confirmation whilst you navigate your busy modern world. And I've had them say this to me before. Certainly for the beings that I work with, a lot of they're broadcasting to us all the time, and our super consciousness is downloading this information all the time. So if you were able to go in and have a QHTT session or a hypnotherapist or whatever label you want to put on it, and go in there, your super consciousness is getting all these downloads all the time. This is why the energies are able to feel unnatural to newcomers, who in turn are changing electrical, chemistry, and biological processes. And yet the transmogrification of the concluded state is natural in how it sits with you energetically. Once your atomic biases and cellular sets have encoded each incremental step back to your genetic and true blueprints, many of which are seen as royal lines genetically. This is why you have historically attracted so much outside attention to your tiny one-star solar system, because your DNA is a beacon of incredible importance within the universe. And now they start getting to the crux of their message. Moving forward, we wish to speak of events that are having a place in time regarding your future. We begin with your sun. Okay, so they're going to start talking about the sun here. Its nodal poles will shift in your near future, and this will broadcast and emit frequencies that will catapult you out of any stagnated growth to a very accelerated timeline. We ask that you take extra care of your mental health during this time in order to smoothly transition into a new reality without the mind miscomputing the paradigms that are imminent in your ascension projection. In these paradigms, some of your current light workers will begin to seemingly become invisible as they evaporate out of lower timelines within their light bodies and perceptual reality physicalities. It will be as if you followed a group of galactic, last sheet, galactic broadcasters who steered your starseeds previously, who will merge out of the purview of the masses as they themselves go on to serve others in ways that will become apparent in other reality perspectives. New light workers will begin to come forward, and these will become important way showers. Many are coming online now, and many of those whom recorded Earth history has recorded, having found their way back within the state of the corporeal body by which their Akashic inheritance shall fully encapsulate what they came here to do at this time, allowing them the ability to work unhindered for the collectives, both of your brothers and sisters and the councils whom cosmically watch from afar. My vehicle, they're talking about me here, was confused to see that after bringing us in to his field, that his root chakra and crown, his root chakra became positioned upon his crown at the top instead of the lower parts of his body. This is because various polarities and encodings will also reverse, if only temporarily, on your Earth. You have a saying for this: as above, so below. Your roots and foundations will need also to reverse in polarity, so that we can suspend these energetics in a moment of time within other realities, so that upon re-entrance to your original positions, come back enhanced in much the same way that you might experience a person having a near-death experience recall. Observationally, it seems that a person has engaged a walk-in. However, the soul itself has experienced a broader perception and has come back in an enhanced state. And so we offer this paradigm to you now, because many things on your planet are going to reverse, and including its magnetics, which will turn upside down and shift within all manner of energies, and some will stand in disbelievement. And we will ask that you try neither to decipher what has happened, but know that everything is as it should be, as magnetic homeostasis returns to its higher and original forms. The initial magnetic resonance adjustment enabled this for you all in the year of 1987, upon which the same day this vehicle was born. And that's true, I was born on the 16th of August. You have so much help at this time. However, the inhabitants of Earth are ultimately still the co-creators of this timeline. This is cosmic law. Last paragraph. You have your beloved Son of Most High known to you as the Son of God, extending his Christed light further than ever before in aid to these changes upon which some souls have not been privy to for 350,000 years. If you are a parent to those new children when some of these pole shifts and reversals take place, for those children that have decided to revert down here to the physical in this time, we ask that you allow the highest levels of non-linearity and groundedness for them, including the alternative of homeschooling and play, which will be adaptations needed for these children due to their already fully engaged multidimensional selves, which will struggle even when the ascended energies present begin. On your planet, you call these special children autistic. Science has not yet seen nor understood the keys these children hold and how special they are. The educational systems existing will be intoxicating for many of them, and your institutions will hold onto these old paradigms up until the year of 2032, which is when great educational shifts will happen based upon that data which is unfolding, now linked to your own very DNA and its quantum attributes such as the 24th chromosome you carry, which science refuses to acknowledge because it does not have the tools for finding it at present. This will change very shortly, and we're coming to the end. We leave this message with you and thank you for your incarnation and service at this time to events that now shape the entire universe. Your actions are felt and heard by those who, by your measurements, are far away, and yet they hear your very breath and the pitter-patter of ants marching along the ground as if your consciousness were in the same room as them. We are all one. The Arcturians Gateway Division. Now, I've heard about I actually researched the sun and the poles shifting, and apparently it does happen every 11 years. I didn't even know this. And basically, what the Arcturians are alluding to here, or certainly these more governmental gateway guardians, is that at some point in our future, fairly soon, that our poles are also going to have some reversal. Albeit even if it is only temporary, but it looks like it's on the cards. And I've heard loads of people talking about this, but I've never inclined to comment about it because I've never had any information on it myself personally up until this moment, up until this very moment. So I will leave that with you to digest. As ever, watch the video back again because these messages come through absolutely loaded with subtleties, and sometimes I have to read it back myself multiple times to start getting the nuances of what's coming through. So have an incredible weekend. These are necessary changes. There's nothing to be frightened of, and I'll see you soon. God bless. Shvrabakata Ashantashatinga Shindumba Bagavaliana Babakata Shakata Intorium Babakata Indian da. Goodbye.